Hold up, what just happened? Are we really waking up in a timeline where Stefon Diggs allegedly put hands on Cardi B over some leaked footage that no one was supposed to see? Like, what kind of crossover episode of Love and Hip Hop? NFL edition are we living in? This is not a drill, y'all. The internet is on fire right now, and the rumors are so wild, even TMZ had to sit down and blink twice. Did Cardi B really expose something so scandalous it made Stefon Diggs snap? Or is this just another messy PR stunt gone completely left? Let's be honest, when two headline addicts like Cardi and Stefon collide, you know it's not ending with a polite phone call. We're talking sneak footage, luxury hotel drama, cryptic unfollows, and fans piecing together clues like it's an episode of Scandal. Is this about a secret relationship? Blackmail? Revenge? Or is there something way darker going on that they hoped we'd never find out? Get comfortable, because what we're about to reveal will make your jaw drop, your phone overheat, and your group chats go nuclear. This isn't just drama, this is warfare in red bottoms and cleats. Let's get into it. It all started with a video. It's not a music video, not a TikTok challenge. We're talking leaked, grainy, no-sound, surveillance-style footage, the kind that mysteriously appears in group chats at 3 a.m. and has everyone gasping. Wait, is that who I think it is? The footage in question showed none other than Cardi B walking into a private penthouse suite at a luxury Miami hotel in the middle of the night. But what had the internet spinning wasn't her presence. It was who followed her in just moments later. Stefon Diggs, hoodie up, head down, sunglasses on, even though it was dark outside, like he was dodging paparazzi that weren't even there. You know the kind of energy where someone knows they're doing something they shouldn't, but they do it anyway because they think they're untouchable. Yeah, that energy. The moment that clip hit the internet, it exploded. Fans started connecting dots like they were on a conspiracy subreddit. Instagram stories were dissected frame by frame. Timestamps were being aligned. And TikTok detectives were practically running facial recognition software trying to prove that was indeed Stefon trailing Cardi like a man with something to lose. And then, just when it couldn't get any messier, boom, a viral tweet from an alleged hotel staff member dropped like a nuclear bomb. The tweet read, "Stefon Diggs was heated leaving the suite. Security had to pull him off Cardi. It was chaos. No pictures, no receipts, just chaos." But that's all it took. The blogs picked it up, the fans ran with it, and suddenly the narrative shifted from what were they doing together to why did he snap on her? And of course, neither party made an official statement, which in celebrity world is basically a silent admission of guilt. If you're innocent, you clear it up. If you're quiet, you're hiding something. And baby, both of them were silent like church mice. Now, here's where it gets spicy. See? Stefon Diggs isn't exactly Mr. Clean Image. We're talking about a man who's been caught up in more relationship scandals than a reality show cast member. Side chicks going live, mystery babies popping up on timelines. And let's not forget that time he allegedly flew out to women on the same weekend and got caught because they tagged the same hotel bed in their posts. Rookie mistake. So when people heard he and Cardi were in the same hotel suite, the internet didn't hesitate to scream, "Oh, he did it." But Cardi's got her own track record. Her on-again, off-again saga with Offset has more plot twists than a Netflix thriller. Infidelity, public meltdowns, tearful reconciliations, and enough unfollow-refollow cycles to make your head spin. She's no stranger to drama, but this wasn't just drama, this was scandal. And here's the kicker. Right before the hotel footage dropped, Cardi had posted a cryptic tweet that simply said, "Never again." No context, no follow-up. Just two words that now felt like a ticking time bomb. Fans were quick to speculate, was she talking about Offset? Was it about her career? Was she already reacting to whatever happened in that suite with Stefon? Meanwhile, Diggs had been unusually quiet on socials too, save for a one-word tweet that read, "regret." That's it. No punctuation, no clarity, just regret. So now you've got Cardi tweeting never again and Stefon tweeting regret. And a video of the two of them entering a hotel suite together, followed by an alleged altercation and zero explanation from either side. The suspense was choking, then came the Reddit leaks. A so-called insider claiming to work with the hotel's third-party cleaning staff posted that the room was completely trashed, with broken glass, a busted lamp, and what looked like a torn wig on the floor. Whether it was true or not didn't even matter. The internet believes what it wants to believe, and the narrative had already locked in. Theories began to spiral. Was it a lover's quarrel? Was Cardi confronting Stefon over something deeper? Was this footage tied to a larger scheme? Some fans even dragged Offset into the mix, suggesting he might have set the whole thing up to make Cardi look bad before their rumored court hearing next month. It sounds crazy, but in this timeline, nothing is too far fetched. And if you thought the fans were messy, wait till you hear about the fake texts that started circulating. Screenshots allegedly between Cardi and Stefon began floating on Twitter messages, laced with arguments, emotional manipulation, and Cardi accusing Stefon of lying to everyone. One message read, "You said it was handled. Now it's on camera. Don't talk to me again." Another showed Diggs replying, "I told you I'd protect you. You didn't listen." Of course, the authenticity of those texts was never confirmed. But again, nobody cared. They fit the story too perfectly. They were retweeted by thousands and picked up by fan pages as if they were gospel truth. People were screen recording, translating, decoding emojis, and arguing in comments like they were fighting for custody. And just when it couldn't get any wilder, an audio clip was anonymously sent to a gossip blog, one of those grainy voice notes that sounds like it was recorded inside a shoebox. The voice, supposedly Stefon's, was heard yelling, "You think? I won't end it all right now. You think you're untouchable?" And another, quieter voice, assumed to be Cardi's, saying, "Don't touch me. Don't you dare." The audio was never verified, but it didn't matter. The damage was done. Fans were horrified, enraged, obsessed. The internet caught fire once again, with hashtags like DiggsDownBad and Cardi Stay Safe trending across platforms. Influencers jumped in with hot takes. Podcast hosts released emergency episodes. And think pieces flooded timelines, analyzing what this meant for women in hip-hop, men in power, and the dark underbelly of celebrity culture. Meanwhile, both Cardi and Stefon remained silent. No statements, no tweets. Just a collective social media blackout that made everything feel even more sinister. Because when the smoke clears and no one's talking, you can bet something is burning. Just when people thought the situation couldn't get any darker, things took an even nastier turn when a private investigator, yes, it's an actual pike, claimed to have been hired by someone close to the situation and leaked what they described as the real reason behind Stefon Diggs' explosive outburst. According to this unnamed, totally unverified but wildly convincing source, the entire altercation was triggered by a private recording that Cardi B allegedly captured during a previous encounter. The investigator claimed that this recording, a 32-second video clip saved under an encrypted file on Cardi's iCloud, contained compromising visuals of Stefon in a very intimate scenario involving not one, but two Instagram models, one of whom was reportedly wearing a custom chain linked directly to Diggs' foundation. Let that sink in. This was true, and people online sure acted like it was Cardi wasn't just a witness to some messy behavior. She was holding on to a ticking time bomb, a weapon that could destroy a man's brand, reputation, endorsements, and maybe even his career. And somehow, that video allegedly got leaked, or worse, it was threatened to be leaked. That's when Stefon apparently flew into panic mode. That hotel meet, no late-night romance rendezvous. According to the PI's so-called findings, it was a confrontation. Cardi had receipts, Stefon had fear. And fear turns into rage real quick when your entire empire is built on image. The same source even went so far as to claim that Stefon offered Cardi a six-figure payout to make the footage disappear forever. But Cardi, being Cardi, didn't fold. She allegedly told him she wasn't scared and that she'd do what she had to do. That's when things allegedly got physical, when the yelling started and security was called. No police report was filed, but that didn't stop fans from dissecting every detail as if they were jurors in a trial. And of course, big DMs began spreading again, this time between Stefon's supposed manager and an anonymous gossip account, with the manager allegedly begging them not to publish the video and offering backstage passes to any future game in exchange for silence. Messi doesn't even begin to cover it. Meanwhile, Cardi's camp didn't say a word publicly, but someone close to her makeup artist went on TikTok Live and spilled what they claimed were behind-the-scenes truths. They said Cardi left that hotel in tears, with scratches on her arm and broken acrylics, and that she immediately went into lockdown, ghosting everyone outside of her inner circle. That same source insisted Cardi didn't plan to leak the video, but the threat of it getting into the wrong hands was very real. And that's when the plot twisted even harder. An anonymous Reddit user posted what they claimed was a download. Linked to the footage, people rushed to it like it was the last golden ticket in the factory. But when they clicked, instead of a scandalous video, it was just a black screen with a glitchy robotic voice saying, "You're watching." Chills. Absolute chaos. Fans started saying this was bigger than Cardi and Stefon, that this was a warning, that there were higher powers at play. Conspiracies popped up that this entire situation had ties to bigger names in the industry, that this video was just the tip of a massive blackmail iceberg involving athletes, artists, and influencers who thought their secrets were safe behind encrypted clouds. And then came the Twitter thread, the one that broke the internet. A verified gossip blogger known for never missing a beat posted a 23-post breakdown connecting Stefon's recent team drama, Cardi's sudden drop from an endorsement deal, and a third figure, a known music executive with ties to both of them. The thread suggested that this executive was the one who originally funded the pie, trying to protect someone else entirely. The plot didn't just thicken, it turned into molasses. Suddenly, Cardi was being painted not as a victim, not even as a villain, but as a pawn in a much larger game. A game where Stefon Diggs was just a desperate man trying to plug a leak that could drown them all. And through all of this, the silence remained deafening. People were begging for answers. Fans demanded live statements, screenshots, anything to confirm or deny what was now spreading across every platform from Instagram to Telegram. Theories emerged faster than anyone could keep up with. Some believed the footage was a deepfake, created by AI and released to spark career-ending chaos. Others believed Cardi had been set up, that she was lured to the hotel under false pretenses so someone else could access her phone while she was distracted. One outlandish yet oddly convincing thread suggested that Offset himself orchestrated the entire thing to make Stefon look bad and regain sympathy in the court of public opinion after his own cheating scandals had left his image in shambles. They even pointed to the fact that Offset posted a photo of himself smiling on a yacht the day the story broke, with the caption, "It always comes back around." Was that just a coincidence or a flex from a man who knew exactly what storm he had unleashed? By now, the mainstream media started catching on. TMZ ran a vague headline. Shade Room reposted a screenshot of the original hotel video. Entertainment Tonight did a roundtable with experts speculating on what legal action could come next. And quietly, behind the scenes, Cardi's legal team was seen entering a Manhattan courthouse. No press allowed. This wasn't tabloid drama anymore. It was starting to look like a cover-up. Rumors swirled that Cardi was filing for a temporary restraining order. Others claimed Stefon was threatening a lawsuit for defamation, yet neither of them spoke. Not a word. Their silence spoke louder than any statement could. And it only fueled the fire more. Back online, social media was in full-blown panic mode. Fan pages were getting taken down. Posts were being flagged. And one particularly bold YouTuber who claimed to have a copy of the footage mysteriously disappeared from the platform overnight. His entire channel gone? Last upload. A cryptic message: "If I vanish, it wasn't by choice." That clip got reposted across TikTok and Twitter like it was a prophecy. People started whispering that this wasn't just a scandal, it was a takedown. The digital equivalent of a cleanup crew had entered the chat, and they weren't leaving until every trace was erased. Meanwhile, Cardi's stylist posted a throwback photo of her in a red dress with the caption, "Unbothered, untouched, undefeated." Fans took it as a message, others saw it as bait. But one thing was clear: the tension wasn't dying down. In fact, it was only tightening. Because with every deleted post, every unfollow, and every suspicious silence, the question became louder. What exactly happened in that hotel suite? And why are so many people trying to bury it? And just when people thought this circus had reached its peak, the storm took a legal turn that no one saw coming. Word broke out that a sealed court motion had been filed in a New York federal court. An emergency injunction aimed at blocking the release of any digital materials involving both Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. The filing, riddled with coded language and confidentiality clauses, didn't name them outright, but the internet's detectives connected the dots within minutes. The document referenced a high-profile female artist and a national-level sports figure who had been recorded in a compromising and unauthorized visual exchange, which only fueled the frenzy more. At the same time, a supposed friend of the hotel concierge took to an underground live stream, claiming that the suite was wired without either Cardi or Stefon's consent, suggesting this wasn't just a scandal, it was surveillance, blackmail, maybe even revenge. They alleged that the footage was never meant to see the light of day, that it was originally commissioned by someone outside the country who had business beef with one of Stefon's partners, and that Cardi just happened to get caught in the crossfire. That theory exploded like dynamite. International names started getting dragged into the narrative. Old interviews resurfaced. Even previous lawsuits involving Stefon's endorsement contracts with shady offshore brands were suddenly being combed through like ancient scripture. And in the midst of all this madness, someone finally cracked an ex-assistant who used to work with Cardi before their very public fallout in 2021. Took to social media to spill tea that she claimed had been sitting on her chest for years. She said Cardi had always kept a folder on her phone labeled insurance, full of incriminating videos, audios, and receipts on people in the industry. Allegedly, Cardi once told her, "If I ever go down, I'm taking everyone with me." That quote alone sent shockwaves through every comment section. Was this just the beginning of something way bigger than anyone imagined? Suddenly, fans weren't sure if they were watching a scandal unfold or witnessing the setup to the biggest takedown in entertainment history. And while the public obsessed over every crumb of information, the damage behind the scenes was escalating at warp speed. Stefon Diggs reportedly pulled out of 2 high-profile appearances last minute, citing security concerns. One of Cardi's brand partners quietly removed a campaign ad that had been scheduled for release just days after the footage leaked. The ripple effect had begun. Celebrities who had once publicly supported both Cardi and Stefon were now posting vague, neutral-toned quotes about protecting peace and watching the company you keep. No names, but the timing was no accident. And let's not forget the fans, those loyal, internet-sleuthing, emotionally invested fans who had now split into 2 fierce camps. One group claimed Cardi was being unfairly targeted, a woman caught in yet another man's scandal, dragged through the mud for being fearless enough to hold power players accountable. The other group painted Stefon as a victim of a brutal media assassination set up to look guilty. His image weaponized by someone who always knew how to manipulate the moment. Arguments flooded social feeds. Long-form video essays were posted, analyzing body language, outfit choices, hotel blueprints, and lip readings from the footage. Everyone had a theory and no one had the truth. But the most chilling moment came days later when an anonymous email landed in the inbox of 3 major entertainment outlets, containing only one sentence. "There's more. No attachments." No sender, no follow-up. Just that. The kind of threat that doesn't just tease more chaos, it promises it. Whispers spread that a second video existed, something even more damning. Something involving more people, more voices, maybe even another celebrity entirely. The blogs lost their minds. The public panicked. Cardi went dark. No appearances. Number: tweets. Her team declined all interview requests. Stefon's camp said he was cooperating with all necessary protocols, but offered no clarification on what those protocols were. It was the silence between the lightning strikes that made everyone nervous. And then, as if to pour gasoline on a wildfire, a former security guard from the hotel released an unverified screenshot of what looked like a group chat involving 4 people, including a contact saved as CB, allegedly discussing final edits and media rollout strategy. Whether it was Cardi B or someone pretending to be her, it didn't matter. The damage had already reached nuclear levels. The internet labeled it Cardigate. Brands went on pause. A major talk. Show hosts scrapped a segment last minute after the producers couldn't get legal clearance to even say the names Cardi or Stefon live on air by this point. Conspiracy channels were comparing this to Hollywood's biggest cover-ups, putting it in the same breath as erased tapes, buried scandals, and multi-million-dollar NDAs. The lines between fact, fiction, and flat-out madness had officially blurred. And through it all, no one knew what to believe. Was the hotel suite incident a random explosion or a strategic unraveling? Was Cardi the one being played or the mastermind pulling all the strings? Was Stefon a furious man trying to bury his own lies, or a puppet in a game too twisted for him to navigate? The questions were endless and the answers were nowhere in sight. But one thing was certain: whatever happened behind that door didn't stay behind that door. It bled out into every inch of the public eye, unraveling reputations, testing alliances, and exposing just how thin the line is between fame and downfall. And as the dust started to settle, or at least pause before the next wave of destruction, Cardi's final move came not in a press release or an apology video, but through a single haunting post, a black screen with white letters that read, "Trust no one," especially the ones who smile in your face. No caption, no tags, just that. And within minutes, it had millions of views, thousands of shares, and a comment section filled with everything from prayers to accusations to straight-up fear. Because if that post meant what people thought it did, then this wasn't over. Not even close. It was just the calm before another storm. It's the kind you don't see coming until it's already above your head. Lightning cracked and thunder rumbling. And this time, no one would be safe from the fallout. If you thought this story was wild, buckle up, because the truth is still unraveling and the next chapter could drop at any moment. This is deeper than hotel footage, deeper than celebrity drama. This is about power, betrayal, and the high-stakes game of fame where every move is watched, recorded, and weaponized. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and never miss a single twist, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications. This is the channel that goes beyond the headlines, digs into the real story, and brings you the raw, unfiltered breakdowns the mainstream media won't touch. Drop your theories in the comments. Do you think Cardi was set up, or is she running the whole operation from behind the scenes? Is Stefon an innocent target or hiding more than we know? Let's talk about it. Your opinion might just be the missing piece that connects the whole puzzle. And if you've got receipts, rumors, or anything that adds fuel to the fire, send them in. We're watching, we're listening, and trust me, this saga is far from over. Stay locked in, because the truth is never simple, and in this case, it's downright explosive. explosive.